Bruce Lee wasn't just a martial artist, he was a storm that shook the foundations of every fighting discipline on earth. Before him, martial arts was locked inside traditions, rigid forms, and strict rules. But Bruce Lee refused to be confined. He looked at the world of combat and asked one question. Why must I follow a path already made, when I can create my own? A rebel from the beginning. Born in 1940 in San Francisco and raised on the vibrant streets of Hong Kong, Bruce was a kid filled with energy, fire, and a natural instinct for movement. He studied Wing Chun under the legendary Ip Man, but even at a young age, he questioned everything. Why repeat the same moves forever? Why follow a style that couldn't adapt? Why fight like everyone else? Nobody dared challenge tradition, but Bruce Lee did. The turning point. When Bruce arrived in America, he discovered something shocking. Martial arts schools were keeping secrets. Techniques were hidden. Knowledge was restricted. Foreigners were not allowed to learn. Bruce couldn't accept that. He opened his doors to everyone, black, white, Asian, it didn't matter. To him, martial arts belonged to the world. His decision started a war with traditional masters who believed he had broken sacred rules. But Bruce wasn't afraid. In fact, it pushed him further. The fight that changed everything. In 1964, Bruce was challenged by a group of traditionalists. If he lost, he would have to close his school forever. Bruce accepted without hesitation. The fight was intense but short, Bruce won in minutes. But instead of celebrating, he walked away frustrated. Why? Because he learned something that day. Traditional training wasn't enough for real combat. That realization sparked the birth of something revolutionary. Jeet Kune Do, the way of no way. Bruce didn't want a style. He wanted freedom. He removed anything that was slow, stiff, or outdated. He took what was useful, rejected what wasn't, and created a system bas. No rituals. No forms. No limitations. Just pure expression. Jeet Kune Do wasn't just a martial art, it was a philosophy that shattered centuries of rigid thinking. Bruce Lee had officially rewritten the rules. Training like a warrior of the future. While others trained for hours, Bruce trained for results. He combined boxing footwork, fencing timing, Wing Chun trapping, weight training, flexibility exercises, road work, speed drills, nutrition science. He was studying biomechanics, before it was even a word. He treated his body like a living laboratory, constantly experimenting, evolving, improving. Fighters decades later would follow principles Bruce created in the 1960s. Breaking the rules in Hollywood. Hollywood had never seen an Asian hero who moved like lightning and spoke with wisdom. Bruce broke another barrier when he stepped onto the screen. In films like Enter the Dragon, he showed the world a new kind of warrior, one who didn't just fight with fists, but with a philosophy. Millions were inspired. Gyms filled up. New martial artists were born. Bruce Lee became a global symbol of power, freedom, and fearlessness. A legacy that can't be replaced. Bruce Lee lived only 32 years, but in that short time, he transformed martial arts more than anyone before or after him. He taught the world. Do not follow the path. Build your own. He broke barriers. He defied traditions. He changed cinema. He created a new combat philosophy. And most importantly, he gave martial arts back to the people. Bruce Lee didn't just rewrite the rules. He destroyed the old book and wrote a new one with his own hands. His impact continues every time a fighter steps into the ring. Every time someone trains with purpose. Every time someone chooses freedom over limitation. Bruce Lee was not just a man. He was a revolution. If you want, I can also write. White heavy checkmark YouTube description. White heavy checkmark hashtags plus keywords. White heavy checkmark short version / long version. White heavy checkmark Punjabi version. Just tell me.